Good evening. Welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the Think Show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. And I know this is Saturday night, football and baseball is going on, so it might not be as well attended as I would like. But something happened today, and I wanted to share it with, the listening audience, you, and the brother who I met today. I'm taking a walk today and I come across the park that's nearest to where I live. So decide to walk through the park and I meet this young man. He's about 22 years old and he has his 3-year-old son with him. The young brother is with some different women. And he has a son, but when he's talking to his son, how kids are when they're 3 years old. They just run and play around and just, want to have a good time. And so the father keeps telling the son, bring your black ass back here. And he just kept saying it when he was around these other people. This is how he was referring to his son. So I just asked him, can I talk to you for a minute? And he was like, yeah. And so, why I was drawn to him because of this image you see right here on the screen of the Americans. Americans, rich soul people. Break down the word. What you call America is really America, like Costa Rica, like Puerto Rico. Rich soul folks. And I wanted to teach this young man a lesson. I didn't want to, so when you go around this social media and just whatever city you live in, period, the people who call themselves black, they're really acting like what they call themselves. So I asked them, why are you calling your son black? And I did, what I always do, pulled out a penny on my pocket, put it up to his son's forearm, and asked him, is he black? Well, no, no. So why do you call him that? And this cat is 22 years old. This is the age where most people graduate college. He didn't know. So I told him, watch my YouTube channel tonight and I'm going to explain it to you. You should get it and keep this to give to your son. He said, cool. So if you're listening, Zephaniah, this is for you and your son. Pay attention to the people that you see on the screen because you look like them, exactly like them, especially the brother at the bottom left hand of the image that's looking down. Zephaniah looks just like him. Look like him be his father, her grandfather. Those are who you are. You're not black. You're not nigga. You're not African American. This is what other people called you. The people who came over here and saw you and drew up this map, they called you that so they can do what I'm about to show you, what they're doing to you now. So you will look at yourselves as nothing. And that's what people who call themselves black look at themselves as nothing, because that's what the term means. And for some reason, we act like we don't understand what it means, but that's exactly what it means. We call ourselves what anybody else call us, but we don't call ourselves what these people you see on the screen. We don't refer to ourselves as what they refer to themselves. Never. So I'm talking to the young man and I'm asking him questions. Of course, he don't know. And since he don't know, 9 times out of 10, his son is not going to know. Black people have no problem with that. Black people have no problem with their children not knowing anything because they don't know anything. It can't be like that. So hopefully you listening, brother. So you're not black, you're not African American, you're not nigga. These are terms that are given to you so you will never advance. So he looks just like these people that you see on the screen. I hope you can see that, Zephaniah. So he goes, well, what's wrong with calling ourselves black? Dude, you're not black. You're not black. Do you see that? That you when you look at yourself, that you are not black? And I asked him, do you know what the term black refers to and where does it come from? He's like, no. I'm like, why are you calling yourself that? The people who came up with this map, these people were living somewhere else before they got to you. What they thought about black, they thought about black as dark and evil. Just so happened that in your close proximity to them, you pick up what they tell you you are. And I don't know if the young man reads because most don't. So I told him if he reads, go just look up in European literature what they thought about black. Evil, sinister. But I told him to do something that he can do. If he can watch the movie Malcolm X with Denzel Washington and look for the part when how Denzel looks up the word black in the dictionary, what it meant. So the people who came up with this map of you, they were over here and that map was meant to go back to where they came from to show how the people here were living, what they were doing. They called them all kind of things, in God, off the hook, but it wasn't going on where they were living. So the people that was up on the screen when the program first started, they weren't living like that. We Boogie says we validate these names. You're damn right. My point exactly. You've never seen what you see up on the screen today. You never seen nobody that color, that looks that color. And never. But you teach your children that's what they are. You call your woman your black queen. You call yourself black. And that's not what you are. So the people that you saw in the beginning, these people, do they look black to you? Those are your ancestors. You can go back, what, 20, 30 generations? Those are your people. Don't even know it. They tell you that you were brought over here on a boat. And normally when you tell somebody who refers to themselves as black, if you tell them what anything, they will believe it. That's what you know as black people today. You can tell them anything. especially if you're from another culture in another part of the world. You can tell them anything and they will fight to defend it. So, most, not many, most refer to themselves as Black. And the people who came over here and colonized you, what the term Black meant to them was something sinister. In your attempt to want to integrate with them, you've picked up their language, you picked up their literature, you picked up their religions, you picked up everything, and you start looking at yourselves like they look at you. And remember, these people don't see the same way you see because the eyes are different. These people don't smell the same way you smell. These people don't taste the same way that you taste. They don't see the world the way you see it. But what you call Black and African American try to fit themselves in with these people. And whatever they tell Black and African Americans to do, they do it. And look at you funny if you look at them like, dude, what you doing? These people that came over here, they weren't living how you see these people are living. They were living like this. That's how they were living. Start reading. I know most people can't read. You can tell that by the church, the Black Christians. They don't even read the book they in love with. Because if they read it, they would put it down. But it's not that they don't read, they can't read. And you will do anything in the world to make sure that nobody knows that you can't read. So this image that you see here, when you go back and look at European literature, because that's what we must look at, because what they thought about Black and dark was evil and sinister, kind of about how what you look at it now. That's why you call yourself that, and that's why you act like you act. I don't know the name of this, whatever this is, dog with the snakes on top of his head, but it's an evil story in European literature. And you can go back and look at it. It's all over their literature. All you got to do is read. Simple thing. All you got to do is read. The reason I'm focusing on the canine or the dog is simple. Isn't this what Black men call themselves? Dogs. When they're in a crowd, don't they start barking? Roof, roof, don't they? Don't their women call themselves bitches? This is how you're trained. Zephaniah, this is how you're trained. You're not that. You're not that. I'm not saying you're that at all. No, you're not that. But that's what you're trained to do. And like I say, Black people are not the people who they were created to be. Right, wrong. We're not going to be here all night. It's not about what you look like. It's the characteristics of what you do. That's the problem. Because you've never seen nobody Black in your life, yet you can't remove yourselves from that title. Like I said, we're not going to be here long, but this is something else that I wanted to show you. And this is very important because I heard you say this a couple of times today, too. You said the term nigga a couple of times. You know what a nigga is? A nigga isn't a person. A nigga isn't a person. No walking man or woman can be a nigga. A nigga is a demon, like a parasite. And remember, it's the characteristics, what you do, what you say, how you act, that makes you that demon, that nigga. Now, this image right here, like I say, these are old European stories, folk tales, and everything. You just happen to pick them up and use them for yourself, and will get pissed off if somebody tell you this story, won't you? Thank you, HOA. I really appreciate that. So all these things that you claim to be, all these things that you call yourself, all these things that you call your children, all these things that you call your mom and daddy, you pick them up from somewhere else and you use them against yourself. So when you're in these places today, like let's say you're like in a place like Ukraine, Georgia, I'm talking about the Georgia over there, Lithuania, at Pakistan, whatever those places are, these are the stories, these are the fairy tales that they tell their children. When they come over here and see how you act, and don't nobody, they just show us like that. We don't act like, please stop lying. Another one of the characteristics of these demons, they lie. Every word that come out their mouth, if they lips are moving, they're lying. And this is what we claim ourselves to be. Most of us, not all, definitely not all. Definitely not all. 'Cause some people trying to wake you out of the slumber and you don't even care about them. You will go support the people who taught you you were this instead of the people that's trying to help you. Won't you? Isn't that what black people do? See, if you go ahead and tell the truth, that's the only way you're going to change because you'll see the folly in your ways. What this is, what you see on the screen, is called an imp. IMP. Look it up. Do some homework on it. Just don't take my word for it. If you can read, go look up what this is. An imp. It's a creature, it's a demon. It's a nigga. That's what a nigga is. A imp. A parasite that lives inside you. Later for what it looks like. What does it do? Sometimes we ask ourselves, man, why you marry her? She ugly. She's a good person. Why she marry him? He fat. He's a good person. It's not like what you look like. You would think we had that figured out by now. It's not what you look like. It's who you are, what you do. It's what you do. But we only go by what you look like. If you're wearing a watch, I mean, you can't look at the sun and tell what time it is. What you call the African American, what you call black people, no, because they're not connected to nature anymore. They're not connected to what these people, what their ancestors were connected to. They have been taught that they're dogs, black, nigga, this, that, all that. And that's why we're cut off from life. So Zephaniah, I hope this was it's just a little bit. You can listen. I'm on a couple of times a month. Find out who you are. Don't worry about who R. Kelly was, all these people. Who are you? And I guarantee you, when you look back far enough, because you can tell the people over here in America are totally different from the rest of the world. But in their all-encompassing idea of wanting to integrate and be with other people, they'll throw these people to the wayside and be what other people have taught them to be. What do you think this creature acts like? What do you think he would act like if he was on a cruise? Hmm? And remember, you got all these people in the world against you. And you have the audacity to be against yourself and arrogant about it. I mean, arrogant. I can be what I want to be, nigga. You don't tell me what to do. You ain't my daddy. That's the black man. That's the African American. So, sir, your son is not black. Your son is not a little nigga. Your son are these people that you see on the screen. That's who your son comes from. Those are your son's ancestors. Matter of fact, not are they your son's ancestors, they're your son, because your son is here to replace them. And your job is to make sure that he replaces them. Everybody have a good night. And thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. You guys have a good night. Peace.